everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've just got for you a selection of rose perfumes that I think are very grown up and sophisticated. They could even be considered boss bitch fragrances, or grown ass woman, you know, the woman that's got her shit together kind of thing, take no prisoners kind of fragrances. So they all happen to have rose, and they're not as sweet as a lot of my usual fragrances, and I think that's probably part of what gives them a little more edginess. So let's just get started. Now, I don't have note listings, I'm just going to tell you how they smell to me. This is probably the sweetest of the lot, and this is Killian's Woman in Gold, and this one is, I think it's rose and geranium. It's got this sharpness to it, especially when you first spray it. So it's got, I think there's some citruses that give it a little sharp freshness as well, but it's not a citrusy opening. And then it's rosy, but with a sharpness. The rose isn't particularly jammy. It's definitely got a little kick to it, I guess. And then as it settles, it mellows and it does get a bit sweeter. And I get something that's a bit like marshmallow, but it's not quite. Maybe it's an ambrette kind of musky thing that gives it almost a chewy quality. And a touch of like a pink fruitiness as well. But this to me is a very grown up fragrance. It's got the word woman in it, and that totally fits. It's not a girl fragrance, it's a woman fragrance. But it does have a soft edge. So this would be for someone who wants to be grown up, appear their mature years, yet just have a softer edge and a little bit of sweetness to the fragrance they're projecting. And this could potentially be a really great date night fragrance. You could wear it to work for sure, but I think it's really lovely for sort of like a night out. Even if it's a night out with friends, or as I say, a date night, I think it would be perfect for. And yeah, that's Woman in Gold. Gorgeous bottle as well from Killian. I do have a discontinued one, and I'm sorry about that, but what can I say? It's Misty Ola Puff. So this is, I think it's a chypre, but it really does have this mature feel. So this is not for your girly girls who, if you typically only like very sweet fragrances, if you typically only go for sort of floral vanillas or gourmand type fragrances, if you don't get along with more vintage feeling perfumes. And I'd say this has almost like an aldehydic sharpness to it, almost like a hairspray sharp fizziness to it, and it's a touch sort of catchy in the throat, especially when you first spray it. It's a bit like hairspray is, you know, if someone sprays a load of hairspray, it's like it's a bit like that, but there is this sweetness, there is this kind of like rose and patchouli that kind of melts together, and I wouldn't say it's as chocolatey, but it almost could be. It's got this richness again. It's got this like you could chew on the rose and patchouli. It's fizzy and it's fresh and it's sharp, but it's not fresh as in a citrus fresh fragrance. It's fresh as in almost like a fresh spiciness to it. It's very grown up, and I have really come to really enjoy this, and I was a bit not really feeling it when I first got it. And it does get a little ambery when it starts to dry down. It does kind of like get rich and ambery and a bit more voluptuous. And I've really come to appreciate this as something I would wear when I want to smell perfumey, when I want to actually smell like I've actually made an effort, you know. If I'm going to put on a special outfit and actually make the effort to go out, which doesn't really happen too much. I mean, I do go out, but I can't be asked to dress up as well, you know. But if I did, and if I had a good sort of a nice event to go to, I would totally choose that. You know, if I was going to make the effort and do something special with my hair and all of that, then this is like the proper going out and really making the effort kind of fragrance, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, it makes me feel very put together. So that's Misty Ola Puff. You can find it, but you need to be patient. Stalk eBay and secondhand sites. Just keep searching, save the searches, and every now and then it might come up at not such an extortionate price, but it definitely has that vintage feel. Not exactly Chanel No. 5, but it's almost got that sharpness, the aldehyde sharpness that can have, although I wouldn't wear Chanel No. 5, and I would definitely wear Misty Ola Parfum. Next is Tobacco Rose from Papillon, and this is probably one of my least sweet fragrances that I have. And this one has this real depth from the tobacco accord, from the beeswax, from the haze. So think of a more of a savoury kind of rich perfume with this very smooth red rose blending in, and then eventually you get the oak moss that comes through. Oak moss smells kind of woody, rooty, a little bit green, a little bit like vetiver to me anyway. So that starts to come through hours into the wearing. It's a very rich, very long lasting perfume, totally unisex. And this for me is the boss bitch kind of perfume. This is like, I've got my shoulder pads on and I'm going to a meeting and I'm going to beat the crap out of everyone in the room, and this is the perfume that I'm going to be wearing. Have you noticed I've changed? I had to cut out a complete bit of filming that I did, so I'm re-recording it now a bit later on in the day, and I'm all ready to go out. And the fireworks are going off because it's Friday the 5th of November, so it's bonfire night as well. So let's carry on. My final fragrance then is Rubicona by Pure Distance Perfumes. This to me is primarily patchouli, vanilla, rose. It's very patchouli heavy when you first spray it, so you need to be okay with patchouli, and I'm not a big fan of patchouli. I'm actually wearing this on my wrists tonight. I'm going to wear this one on my wrists for my night out. There we go, here as well. So when you first spray it, you can smell patchouli, but it's not really dirty or earthy, but it is definitely, it's like a clean and very smooth and erring chocolatey, but not really, not dark. It's kind of a light patchouli, and it's blended with this rose. It's a little bit fresh as well, and for me the magic really happens once it's had a little while on the skin, and you can start to smell this vanilla accord. Really, it's not just like straight up vanilla, but there's this beautiful sweet accord that's got vanilla in it, and it is out of this world. It is so, it's a bit sweet, but it's not too sweet, and it just feels so special. It's so classy. So this is going to be my scent of the night on my wrists, and then I'm going to go back to this one. I said when I go out, or when I feel like dressing up, that Le Parfum, Misty Ola Parfum, is the perfect scent. So it is the scent of the night for me. So I'm only doing 2 sprays because I forgot to mention this is potent as, it's so strong. And actually, I think it was Lily who told me, correct me if I'm wrong, when I first got it and I was talking about it, I sprayed quite a few sprays and it was really overwhelming and I wasn't really feeling it. And someone said to me, and it might have been Lily, it might not, someone said to me, you need to spray only 1 or 2 sprays. And they were so right. It really is. It's just too much if you overdo it. So that's my 2 sprays. It's very rare for me to only wear 2 sprays of any perfume up here, even my really strong stuff. But this is 1 or 2 sprays max. Woo! So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy Guy Fawkes night if you celebrate. We won't even get into whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not a fan of fireworks, I've got to be honest, because I'm a cat lover. I think any pet lover is never going to be a fan of fireworks going off in people's gardens all around. It's very upsetting. Luckily, my new baby Aniela, she's actually quite oblivious to it. She's upstairs on my bed. There was one big bang that just went off, and I checked on her and she was just cleaning herself as if nothing was going on. So fortunately she's not a nervous cat, it seems, with the fireworks. So I hope she'll be okay tonight while I'm out. There's plenty of places for her to hide in the house if she wants to, so hopefully she'll be okay. Thank you for watching. Let me know your grown-up, sophisticated, grown-ass woman, boss bitch, empowered woman type sense in the comments below, and I'll see you all later.